Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wholesale Hotties Live, where the hottest ladies in real estate are talking all about real estate. My name is Sharon Lee Smith. I'm your MC for every evening. And I'm joined by Angie Milanazzo. Hey, Angie. Kate Gomes. Hi, Kate. And Monique Bell, my regular co-host.
Hello.
Donna's sick today. Please keep her in your prayers. And today we're joined by Mandy Konecki. Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
Great. Thank you so much for having me, you Wholesale Hotties.
Absolutely. We love having other hotties join us on the show.
I love seeing you and Angie next to each other. You look like two hot blonde sister wholesale hotties.
We got three of them, Kate. You're one of them.
Didn't know she was going to the beach.
Next down here. So tell us, Mandy, what do you do?
Well, that's an open-ended question.
Right? We were just talking about that. We do
a lot of things, but being that this is the Wholesale Hottie, I was going to specifically more or less talk about our wholesaling. But my husband and I are business partners, and we wholesale. We buy and hold, fix and flip. We have a lending business, starting boot camps, like to travel whenever we can squeeze that in.
So what came first with all of the different things that you do?
We actually started flipping first.
Okay.
When we first met, he was an electrician, pipe fitter, welder, union worker up in Ohio. So the pay was really good. He was traveling, getting per diem. Moving down to Florida, that was not the case. So we needed an alternative outlet. So he's very handy, and we had a lot of equity in our house. So we tapped into the equity there, bought our first flip sight unseen, which was a dandy surprise. So there was
what town was that in?
Jacksonville. Okay. So there was a lot of surprises there. That was a flood house. So we did everything from the drywall to the roof. Found an alligator in the pool.
Oh my God.
Mine are dead.
What?
It was alive.
What did you do?
Oh, I did not catch it. It was backed up to a preserve, so I don't know how he made a home there. It came with the house.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we didn't have to do those.
Did you call somebody, or did your husband wrestle him out?
I think he just ended up leaving on his own. I think it was like, hey, let's pretend I didn't see you. Pretend you didn't see me. We're going to leave tonight and hope you can see yourself out of here.
Yes, that's awesome.
We started out with flipping, and then did a couple more of those, and then migrated into buy and holds, because at that point I had a really good career we were able to live off of my income. So then we were building our portfolio for the last couple of years.
Right.
So everything we bought, we kept. And then it came to the point where I couldn't handle my corporate job anymore and traveling all the time. And we have 2 young children. So I was ready to leave. And it was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? We've been holding, doing the whole wealth building, not having
How many properties do you think you owned at that point?
At that point, I think around like 20 doors.
It's pretty good.
Mixed use. So we have a couple small multifamilies. The rest are single family.
Really?
And then we reverse engineered, and my husband started building a wholesale company to replace the more active income. And it has become our lead generator. So now we're able to cherry pick some of our own deals off of that also. And
yeah.
Nice.
That's the way to go.
Do you love wholesaling or what?
It's not my favorite. However, the inbound leads is so much better. So when people are coming to you and you're able to offer them solutions, and then as you all know, we have the creative background solutions. So it's not just cash offers and not trying to give people the lowest dollar that you can. I do love that part, being able to offer solutions. We've had several different situations where people couldn't get out of their house, not only because of like low equity, but even simple as she took out a second lien on her house 25 years ago, and they never got the satisfaction of the mortgage. She didn't know who they were. The other husband had passed away. the title company couldn't find anybody, but we had a kit tracing company that we were able to track down that other person and get them to sign, so she was able
that's
to
awesome.
sell her house. So it's just like little things like that. It was just super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So do you and your husband both wholesale? You're both on the phones with homeowners?
We're not necessarily on the phone. So we have him and I, we have an acquisitions manager, a dispo manager, and then our executive assistant is our in-house TC. So we kind of have a team that operates that. So him and I are trying to more pull out of the day-to-day on that and do the oversight, manage the marketing and the cost of that, the expenses, start tracking KPIs, still helping with the dispo and different connections. But yes, and helping underwrite and get the creative turns, because that's more him and I's specialty too. And building up like the rehab estimators and things like that. Yeah,
awesome. So what have you seen in 2024 as some of the best lead gen? You were saying that you're focusing on different marketing and stuff like that. Well, marketing.
So we started out just with running meta ads, and that was the only thing we were doing. And
nice.
Our first deal was too good. So it always puts you in that like, oh, this is too easy.
This is easy. Yeah, exactly.
Boston Marathon and it's your first time and you get first place. Oh, that was a breeze.
Right.
So we were doing way too well, way too easy. I think our first assignment came to us. We made $70,000 on it. We ended up doing a hotel. So it really didn't involve the true dispo on our side because our agent listed it for us, found the end buyer. It was smooth sailing.
Did you say it was a hotel?
Hotel.
Oh,
hotel. She bought it and then
okay. Hotel, I would probably keep it.
Yeah. So we like to explain terms here. So what is a hotel?
So we got this property as a wholesale. So we got it under contract and we were going to assign it to an end buyer. But the condition of the home was ready for a homestead buyer. So we were able to list it on the MLS and in the open market for someone that could just buy it and move into, and it didn't have to be bought, rehabbed, and then sold again.
Nice.
That's amazing.
So you closed and then listed it, and then just immediately, nice.
Yeah, so we didn't put any rehab into it, and someone else was able to move in there as their primary residence.
Sounds like magic. You just magically received $70,000.
It was all that easy.
Did you buy it from a wholesaler, did you say, or from a homeowner?
Homeowner that came to us and just wanted to move out of state, and she needed a certain number, and then we were able to make that number work.
Beautiful.
Got her what she wanted and her time frame. She didn't have to deal with any inspections or financing contingencies and all the other things that you typically have to go through when people are getting a traditional bank loan to purchase a property. So anyway, we started with that and it was really great. And we were like, we don't need to do anything else. This is working. It's simple. Call us when they want to. We don't have to put 22 hours a day into this.
Yeah.
And like anything else, don't put your eggs in one basket. Right. That dried up because we got put into a different category. And then the leads just weren't coming in. So then again, we reverse engineered and we went backwards and started the direct mail. My husband got his truck wrapped with QR codes, the traditional we buy houses thing. So he drives all over the city doing property and tours and all that. So that gets traction. We had just started putting bandit signs out in areas that we like to buy in and that are hot, that we know a lot of investors are in as well. And then we go to a lot of networking events, and people that want to get into that always ask how. So we have someone doing some door knocking for us too. So we provide the list and the scripts, door hangers, so they can leave something with credibility on the door if they don't answer, the QR code that takes us to their website. And we have a type form on the website that they can fill out and book an appointment. So it's more of the no pressure. We did also hire a cold caller, and she was amazing, but the cold calling just we weren't getting the same quality of pulling a list and getting the same caliber of lead gen that the inbounds are. So when people are coming to you, they're prepared to sell. They know what they want, what they need, instead of getting caught off guard on the phone, and they might be at work or something like that.
So with the inbound leads, is you're just doing meta advertising? Is that what you said, or how do you do that? Like, are you paying a company to send you leads, or?
Nope. So we just do it was Facebook marketplace ads, and just running sponsored ads in the targeted areas. You can pay X amount of dollars to lead those. We've seen that that's kind of fallen off in the last couple months. So that was really hot in the beginning of 2024.
Well, I think everything has fallen off in the last couple of months, right? It's been kind of slow in general, real estate.
Yeah, we're feeling that as well.
Isn't that pretty common though? November, December, everything slows down.
Election year, especially.
That too.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say on the real estate traditional side, slowed, but on the wholesale side, not so much.
That's
Correct.
true.
Yeah.
Well, and then January, I mean, we just entered into January. Now people are past that time and they get back into reality of, all right, now I made it through the holidays. My kids opened their presents at our house.
Yep.
Now it's time for a fresh start. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
So we expect it to start really
we know we need to move, but we don't want to move until after the holidays, you know? And so there's that too. They just wait until after.
Yeah. So we're in Florida, so the weather isn't as different here, but people don't want to move in the wintertime either. So if you're in a cold state, the last thing you want to be doing is leaving your door open and traveling boxes through snow and in and out.
Exactly.
So you've been doing this how long now?
We started flipping houses about 7 years ago, but the wholesaling, it's about a year.
Okay. You guys are doing fantastic then for a year, huh? How many deals do you think you've done in that year?
Probably close to 20, I'd say.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think that's
20.
Yeah. I think that's pretty amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. The best part is it's your own lead gen too.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of wholesalers. I do get a lot of properties sent to me to buy, but there's nothing like negotiating your own. So when you help somebody out, and then you can work that deal, and you know what you're looking for. If the zip code works, especially if we have stuff in that same neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, let's cherry pick that one, and that one can go in the portfolio because we're familiar with it. We know exactly what it's going to rent for. It's easier for maintenance.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, right? For so many people is to wholesale your way to ownership, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So have you found that the bandit signs have caused any trouble or have you ran into authorities who are not happy with that? Or do you think it's still really the way to push?
Not yet, and I hope I didn't jinx it. I plead the fifth if anybody's watching this. No, we haven't had any issues with any of that. We actually see them when we drive around, so they're not getting picked up or taken down. The other day, my husband jumped out of the car and put one up at a light, and he jumped back in the car, and right across the street at the light was like a JSO or some sort of sheriff, and I was like,
oh no.
Didn't say anything.
Well, that's good. That's funny. So are you mainly focusing on local?
We are right now. When we actually started, we were running the entire state. What we did just start tightening the net because it is easier to dispo. When we were doing a lot of hotels, it didn't matter for the state. We were just pretty much popping it on MLS. But then when it came to smaller rural areas, we're like, we don't have buyers here. This actually needs rehab. We don't have our own construction team here, so we can't even take this one on. And we don't like to put properties under contract if we're not going to be confident that we can close them if somebody else doesn't want to buy them.
Yep.
So we narrowed the net, and now we're just doing North Florida, which is still pretty wide. I think we have about a 2-hour radius where we go all around, but our network is so strong here. So we have 10 people off the top. I can list their buy box. I know exactly what they're buying and the zip code that they're buying. So when something comes through, before I even know the details of the deal or the numbers, I already know a couple people I'm going to throw them to before we even go out to the wider net of buyers.
Do you have any buyers in Panama City?
Not that I know of. That's on the other side of the state. I'll see if I can
Darn, sounds like Angie's got a deal.
you need to get that one going.
So, well, it was actually a friend of mine. It was her first deal ever, and she got into it with some experienced wholesalers, and they partnered, and then they kind of broke up. And so she was left with the property because she was the money person. And so now we're trying to sell it. So,
Gotcha.
and it's a creative. I mean, it's, I think, a 3% interest rate. A brand new bit, like maybe a 1 or 2 years old. The house is. It's not a bad house, and it's. I guess it's where veterans. A lot of veterans are. So, I mean,
Well, I would love to see that, Angie. By the way, just so you know. Just so you know, while we're on the topic,
I'll send it to you.
yes, girl. All right.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Now we have to do a follow-up and see how the deal works out.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I just spent time in New Hampshire for the holidays, and it's so stinking cold up there. I'm like, by next Christmas, y'all are coming to visit me in Florida because I'm buying there this year. It's way too cold up here. So,
We always go to Ohio every year, and this is the first year we stayed in Florida. And it was like 75, 80 degrees. We were at the beach. I was like, what have we been doing our whole life?
exactly.
Here.
Cold.
Isn't it kind of, though, after spending so much time with the seasons, and the cold and the winter, to have that sunshine? Is it like feel like abnormal, or are you like, oh, I gotta do this all the time?
I am 100% solar powered. I could do it all the time.
Really? Nice.
It actually gets cold in Florida over the winter.
Yes, perfect.
I mean,
Next week we
Well,
have
okay, tell me about cold. I mean, I live in Colorado. I live in Washington State, so cold for you guys in the warm states might be a little bit different than our cold.
The iguanas freeze and fall out of the trees. I'm telling you, it gets cold sometimes.
How cold?
Says Kate, who's wearing a no sleeveless shirt.
3 feet of
In the
snow
middle of
across
winter.
the ground the whole time I was up there. Don't tell me Florida.
Hey, it's relative. 30 degrees is cold no matter where you are.
Terrible.
That's definitely true.
But Mandy, I think that's interesting that you've narrowed down to Jacksonville, because I think so many people now that are like jump into wholesaling, they want to be able to do it remotely. And I did that at first. That was sort of a draw to it, was like I was looking for something I could do remotely, and I heard of people doing it, and I was like, oh, that sounds, it sounds amazing. And I did it, and I hated it, and it didn't work out. But it sounds like you did that a little bit too, and then decided to go back to your home area.
And it can work, but I also feel like there's so many houses in every city.
Yeah.
That you don't need to go out to the whole state or the whole country. I do see people that live in Colorado that are doing Florida. And I was pointing at you, Angie, but but you have to really hone in on your numbers. It's hard to learn the zip codes. At least that's what I found. So here, I know the 4 zip codes that I don't want to be in.
Okay.
Same with Cleveland. I see people from California buying in Cleveland all the time, but they know their market. They do their research. But I wouldn't just want to go start dropping wholesales there or even buying there because I'm not familiar with it. You could buy on this street, and the street behind it be completely different. Yeah. But there's really good deals up there. But really, the most challenging part,
you got boots on the ground.
That's true. We do have boots on the ground. I know. And now you
say that because we bought one in Cleveland, Ohio. It's a Section 8, and it just happened to be a great deal. But I mean, I don't know Ohio, but we had boots on the ground.
Oh, you're buying Cleveland?
We did. We have a Section 8 right now in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, and I do know a handful of people that I didn't know you were one of them. You can reach out to for insights on that too. But just being in our backyard, because we do everything ourselves, being able to dispo and familiar with the locations.
Absolutely. And I think that is super key, not only to know like your zip codes and where to avoid, but to also know like who's buying, right? I do a lot of dispo in my market. are not, I have wholesalers that are not in my market that will send me deals, and they, in any other area, they would make sense. But because of the neighborhood they're in, and I know that's a war zone and there's no way people are buying at that price point. And I'm like, dude, no, this doesn't work, right? And so you have to know your market and to be able to make things work. And know who's going to buy that stuff, because not everyone buys in those areas. And you're right that if you aren't there to develop the relationship with the buyer and to really understand and know them and get to know them, it's not the same as trying to do this nationwide stuff that, people are just pulling lists of buyers and blasting it out. It's not sales. Sorry.
The reason why why we did nationwide is because of the elephant challenge. So we were and we literally got deals from every state.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh my gosh, we got to learn all these states. So
that's so overwhelming, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You also have so many resources too.
Oh, yeah.
And now we got the No One Left Behind challenge, which is similar to the elephant challenge, but a little bit different. And they're doing the same concept. So
crazy. Yeah. So Rachel on YouTube.
Oh, Sharon has frozen.
You're going to say your average wholesale fee.
Rachel has asked a question. Mandy, what is your typical wholesale fee that you make on each deal? Correct, Sharon?
Yeah. Did I just cut out? Wow.
Yeah, we froze 100%.
Typical, I'd say, is probably around 25,000. Like I said earlier, our first one was 70. I think our smallest one was 12 or 13, but on average, they're coming in at about 25,000.
That's
25 to 35.
Is that mostly creative or cash deals or a combo?
More cash.
Okay.
We haven't really wholesaled too many creative. I've purchased them myself. So when they come across there, I'm comfortable keeping those.
Yeah.
Do you find that's pretty,
10%?
Do you find that's pretty across the board in any state that's the typical fee, or do you think it's all over the place?
I think it's all over the place. From what I hear, 10 to 15,000 is the average. Like if
the national average is 15,000, and I know, like in my market down in Virginia, in the Southeast Virginia, it's more 5 to 10, but then up in DC, it's more like 25, like what you're talking about.
For cash deals?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. I always thought that cash wholesaling, you made more per deal than you do on creative.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
not
necessarily. Depends on the deal.
It depends on the deal and the market.
So it's about the market and where you're located, and
houses are still holding their value. They are sitting longer, but prices aren't going down. Interest rates been pretty stable. It's super unpredictable. So there's not a ton of people that's like wanting to give their house away unless they're in a terrible situation. And and it doesn't feel good to take people's houses like that too. So you want to give them the highest dollar that you can and let them make as much money as they can on that property. But also we are in business to make money as well. We have bills to pay. So making something that's fair, because you know that we're going to assign it to a flipper who also isn't going to buy that for free. They're doing that because they want to turn a profit and increase the value of that home and increase the value of the neighborhood. So we're always honest and explain the whole situation to them. Like, I want to give you the best I can. That's why we offer the creative deals.
Right.
The most recent one, we ended up doing an ovation with the homeowner, which was
neat.
fun. Yeah, so they had a number that they needed to get. She was in pre-foreclosure at the time. We had 3 or 4 people come out and look at it, but they weren't interested in buying it, whether it was the location. I think they wanted to buy it for the land and knock down the mobile home that was on there. So we sent our contractor out. He gave us a number and said he could start tomorrow. And we went back to the seller and presented our deal. We're like, we can get you the number that you want. Otherwise, it's going to be $40,000 to $50,000 less based on the feedback that we're getting from buyers. And she was all about it. Our contractor started the next day, had it completely turned around in 30 days. We call that foreclosure, no floors, and fleas. Oh my. It was bad. There was no subfloors. I don't know how they were living there. The house was infested with fleas, but it is a beautiful gem. In 30 days, it looks like a brand new manufactured home.
That's so cool. It's so nice to see that restoration and the process of what it looked like and where it went, and then just see how much it can just like shine afterwards.
Oh, completely.
That's really amazing.
Absolutely. So Rachel asks, what methods and systems are you using for your deals?
We are doing bandit signs. Not heavy door knocking. We have someone door knocking. He's working 2 jobs right now. So in between his other 2 jobs, he's doing door knocking, direct mail, the meta ads, and we are starting pay per lead next week. So that's going to be the Google pay per lead.
I've heard those are good.
Yeah. So I'm just assuming, because this is the research that we did and the people that we talked to in the program that we're going to get into. They said you get a closed deal about 1 per 10, so 10%. And I think it's averaging about $200 per lead, so roughly $2,000 per deal. So if you're getting a good deal and you're gonna net $20,000, $25,000, $1,000 per lead isn't bad.
Yeah.
Right. I think to do that, you have to be somebody like yourself who already has the proven concept that you know that you can close deals, you know what you're doing, you know how to talk to the homeowners, because like if a new person jumps right in and does that, they could end up just blowing a bunch of money. So it's pretty expensive. I mean, it's expensive if you don't know what you're doing, right?
It can be for sure.
Eat all your money away. So that's maybe one of the last things to try, like you've done. You've done other things and brought things established before you jumped into pay-per-click.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I was like, what do you mean $2,000 for a
right?
But it's eye-opening. Like once you do the math,
but you're 100% right about the cost of doing business and the cost of a deal, right? So, like we were saying, different markets, your average wholesale fee. I would never pay that in the Southern Virginia market because I know my fee is only going to be 5 to 10. But in DC, where I can get a rundown row house for $450,000 and wholesale it for $600 because I know they're going to do a condo conversion and sell it for $2 million.
Oh my gosh!
Please, So that goes back to the conversation about know your market. Yeah.
That was a nice contrast you just painted, Sharon.
100%.
It's true. Like if you know your zoning where people are selling this, but that zoning, you can get rid of that and do some vertical or horizontal stuff and increase the value that way.
Yeah.
Especially right now with the new development.
That's the thing that newbies don't see. They see these gurus going, ugly houses, big checks, and think they can slap a $50,000 assignment fee on any property in any area in any condition, and that's just not the case. It's just not, And so I think that's super important to teach people, and to show people.
Different options.
And talking about options, I love what you did with the mobile home and the novation, and that's one of the things that drew me into creative was just how you can offer all of these different options to homeowners, and you can help all kinds of people. And I love that you did that.
Yeah, it's something unique because you can customize it to and cater to that audience. Whether this person wants cash because they're leaving tomorrow, they'll take less money, or this person doesn't have any equity but they need out because they're having that tool in the toolbox is incredible.
Absolutely. And I think it comes down to the ethics of it, right? Doing right by that seller.
Yeah.
But we also have to eat, right? But
everybody has to eat.
Yeah, but we all there's so wholesalers in general get such a bad rap of, stealing from grandma. But the reality is Like if we have different tools that we can use, you're absolutely right. We can do the best that we can do for that person in that situation. I
Yeah.
love
Well,
it.
it's about having that specialized education, because we've taken the time to learn and know and understand the market and understand wholesaling and real estate investing. We have a very specialized education and understanding of different ways that we can be creative and to help different homeowners buying, selling, getting out of situations. And, you know, to put our time into it, we have to make sure that it's, you know, we're going to be able to survive. It's just par for the course on anything that you do.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
the first flip that we bought, that I just went and bought, I think I was 8 months pregnant. My husband was working out of town. I bought it sight unseen because it was a friend who had posted it on Facebook. I was doing my 5 a.m. scroll. She was selling it. It was a flooded house. I sent it to him. All he said was okay. So I told her I'd buy it. I didn't do my due diligence. We get to the closing table and I saw a $15,000 assignment on there. And I was livid because I didn't know what wholesaling was. I didn't know what this was. I was like, I thought I was buying this from a friend. She's making almost as much money as we're going to make. No headache. She doesn't have to hold it, cut out the drywall, do the piping, manage the contractors, So I was so frustrated with that. And then I came to learn what wholesaling was. And I was like, that is a lot of work. You have to make the phone calls, do all the paperwork, the negotiating, finding the buyer, your outbound marketing. Like if you're actually running a wholesale company, you're buying your leads. I was like, that was expensive. And I had all this new respect for her. Not to mention how much I learned from that property too, but it was just funny seeing the tables turn, because when I first saw that, I was like, she's not doing anything.
Yep.
And then I got into the shoes and I was like, oh my gosh,
She's doing so much.
You're the next
so much.
Yeah. I will pay you that assignment all day long.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So Mandy, what
how your perception grows and you learn, and then you understand other keys. And
Yeah.
what tool do you use for your CRM?
we're actually building one right now. We've used a handful of different ones. We've went from Podio to building our own REI Black Book. I think Ron LeGrand had one, and then we're currently using Button Leads who's another Sub 2 member, which is amazing.
Another Owners Club member as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's been our favorite one by far. The systems are amazing, but we're building out 4 different funnels that we're moving into. So we're also using a Go High Level system again, but it's going to manage all of our wholesaling, our lending business, our boot camp funnels, and then all of our affiliates, because we do a lot of affiliate marketing too. So it just got to the point where we're like, we do need our own, and then we're going to end up white labeling it and selling it offering it as a program to our boot camp attendees.
Oh, that would be nice.
Perfect.
Nice. I'm doing
Yeah.
this. Awesome.
Tell us about these boot camps you're talking about.
Yeah.
So we are launching our first one February 27th and 28th in Jacksonville. It is going to be based on creative finance strategies and how to break the barriers of traditional banks and financing. It's open to anybody, newbies, seasoned investors, agents. It'll be 2 days hands-on in Jacksonville that you're going to learn subject to seller finance, hybrid, how to form the offers, the contracts. Our attorney is going to be coming in and presenting on is subject to legal, because that's always one of the big questions. So he's going to be giving an update on that and going over the contracts that he's customized on those. And then following that, we will be doing a wholesale 101, a flipping 101, and a lending boot camp. And the lending one will be geared towards how to become a private money lender, whether you're going to use your IRA, HELOC, other people's money, as well as how to be a good borrower. So when you're borrowing private money, it helps you scale, like how to be good, always protect your private money lenders, because they're number one.
Yeah.
I love all of that. All of that's going to be in Jacksonville.
It is, but I also love traveling. And we're from Ohio. We have properties up there too. One's a commercial storefront on a main street that we were going to be hosting, like utilizing it for events, baby showers, birthday parties, retirement. So we might end up just keeping that and also doing them in Ohio a couple times a year.
And what
Awesome.
about adding virtual? I mean, if somebody couldn't travel or didn't want to travel, is that something down the wheelhouse, or you're considering doing virtual
No, that's
also?
gonna be an option. It's not the same vibe.
Yeah.
I like to offer it because not
100%.
everybody one can afford to travel, get off work, the logistics of it, where it's easier to be able to tap in. But you just don't have the same energy and the same connection on
Yeah.
that. But yeah, we will be offering that too.
And the
Mandy,
networking is missing in the sense of, you're meeting the same people in the room and working
Right.
with them and partnering with them and doing deals with everybody. So it's just a different concept.
Yeah. Where
Mandy,
if it's a hybrid, you're connecting with the people in front of you and you often forget that there's other people even tuning in with the camera because you're just involved with the people right in front.
Yeah.
are you buying properties right now for you?
Yes.
And what part of Florida? Because like I said, we get deals everywhere. So maybe if you're a buyer,
Yeah, add me.
you can elaborate.
Typically, all of North Florida, but primarily more like the St. Johns County, Jacksonville Beach, Ponte Vedra Beach, anywhere that has beach.
Anywhere that has beach, yes.
all that plus beach. Yeah, but anywhere in Jacksonville, I would definitely be taking a look at that.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Jacksonville is very diversified, right? There's all different kinds of neighborhoods there. Huh?
Oh yeah, you can
Randy
get.
would like to know if you have any off-market vacant lots in Jacksonville.
I don't at the moment, but we are going to start targeting more land. So shoot me a message and I'll get you on our buyers list if you have.
And where would we shoot you a message, Mandy?
Oh, our Instagram is @theconnection. I think I put it. Yeah, I put it right in underneath the name.
All
So
right,
you
I'll
can
take
reach out
it
there, and then I can get you.
Connection with the K.
Yeah. You get it? It's a spin-off of our last name.
Yes, I saw
Totally
that.
get it.
That's pretty smart.
The underscore, right?
Right now, we're running an early bird special because we just launched the workshop today of $9.97. It would usually be $14.97, and that will be coffee, breakfast, lunch, name tags, snacks, waters, binders that you can take with you, as well as electronic
Talk about food,
versions.
Mandy.
Oh, and our contracts. Yeah, you're going to get copies of our contracts too.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
You got it way together.
We're
And-
excited.
Did you say it's is it a 2-day or a 1-day? I didn't catch that.
2-day. It'll be a Thursday and a Friday. Yep.
Yeah.
So if people are traveling, they can utilize the weekend and enjoy that beach or any other part of downtown.
Yeah. That sounds like a great deal.
Nice.
I like to incorporate
dates of
fun and work at the same time. So
Nice. What are the dates of the next one? Of the next
we don't
workshop?
have them solidified yet.
All right.
It might be like April 13th and 14th.
Nice,
Our
okay.
Instagram for that is REI Imagined. So it's RE Imagined.
Okay.
I like that name.
On Instagram, you said? Oh, .live. Sorry.
No worries. We're still finalizing the logo, so that might change a couple more times.
Got it. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
Man-
springtime.
You all.
What was that?
We would love to have you all.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I might be back in the area by then.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Where are
Thank
you
you.
now, Kate?
Kate's
I'm
going all
in
over the place.
Yeah, I'm in Tucson right now. I'm hanging around Arizona. I'm parked in front of my brother's house this week, just visiting with them. But I'm hanging around Arizona because I'm doing the Deal Maker next week.
Yeah.
at Pace's studio. So
I didn't have mine done in time. I still don't have it done. I still have to go visit the property and everything. So,
yeah. Well, it sounds like there will be more.
oh yeah, this is going to
Is
be
the deal maker the pitching to the IRAs? Oh,
Well, it's not pitching to IRAs because we can't do that. We're presenting. I think it's just to Pace and Matt Sorensen.
I fell behind on a week, and then that happened to be my daughter's 7th birthday, where we have people in town. I didn't realize it was a live event.
Yeah.
It's been kind of morphing and changing because this is the first one, right? So it's on January 11th, and but I think there will probably be more.
Oh, for sure. I hope so.
Yeah. But
And
that's
so
where I am.
Where is it at? I didn't pay attention to that part.
It's at Pace's studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I had reached out to Mandy before I reached out to her about Wholesale Hotties because I want to find properties to flip in Florida. And that's what I'm pitching. So Mandy, if you have something for me.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Ooh, that'll be a
I'll
nice.
tell you what I get.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
Yes.
Mandy, what are your future goals as it relates to wholesaling in general? Are you looking to grow and scale your wholesale business? Are you looking to just kind of even keel to have that feed into your flipping and holding business? Or what are your goals with that?
Well, that's a great question for January 2nd.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
I'm
just
glad Kate thought of it.
Right. We did our vision board goal planning for the year.
Nice.
Wholesaling is going to be ramping up. We want to do between 4 and 5 closed deals per month, with a minimum of $50,000 in assignments per month. So we do have a team that we have to make sure we have the overhead for, and obviously more marketing money. And then we also plan to cherry pick some of those deals, of 1 to 2 of those flipping ourselves per month. Increasing our lending business to $2 million per month. So we have a lending company called My Funding Ninja, and we do all investor loans, fix and flip loans, DSCRs, rental portfolios. We just recently added a pad split loan on that. Then we also do the EMD double close and private money as well. So we want to increase that to $2 million per month in loans, which we do that nationwide. That will be good. And
that was myfundingninja.com, you said?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
And then adding the boot camps. So I want to get to 6 per year on that, and then have that on a rinse and repeat. So it'll be every 4th one. We'll be doing the creative one, then following by the each.
Nice.
You guys have your hands in so many different things. I'm very impressed.
That's a lot. I know. I'd like to be an octopus. Every year I ask Santa for a clone.
I
And I
know.
was like, I've been good this year.
I love it.
7-year-old.
Mandy, where are you going to have your boot camps? Where, like at a hotel, or like how are you going to hold them? Where?
So right now, our first one is going to be hosted at one of a mortgage company's extra room. I don't know what I guess they have like a workshop
Conference room.
Conference room, yes. So they offered us to utilize that one. The location's fantastic. And then moving forward, we are moving into an office space with our creative title company that we utilize in Jacksonville. They're opening up a whole nother branch and have office spaces. So they have 20 agents that are going to be based there, and then his office. And then we're going to have an office for the lending. We'll end up utilizing the conference space there, which will be really nice because they'll be able to plug and play. The attorney can come present. There's going to be the 20 agents that are in that office that can advertise for other agents. They can eventually get their CMEs for their licensing and becoming more unicorn agents on that as well.
That's awesome.
So
do
hopefully by boot camp number 2, we have a stationary spot that will be hosting everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go ahead, Kate. What?
Oh, I was just wondering, with all these different things that you're doing, do you have like a bigger long-term grand plan, or are you taking it year by year?
My grand plan is I want to do what you're doing.
Travel.
Yeah, that is the grand plan, is just, I mean, we're all in this to buy back our time, obviously, help more people, the relationships and the friendly faces. Like we're getting paid to do that. I mean, we're not paid for this, but we make money on these partnerships. Like we're going to do business together and actually do life together and things. And you can be in a van and you can be at the beach, and I don't know where everybody else is at, but so that's the goal, is just buying back more time, getting more systemized, and then also offering other people opportunities to learn and grow for their future. Like our acquisitions manager, who's becoming partner in our wholesale company, he's 18 years old. He is going to be a multimillionaire by the time he's 25.
Wow.
And that is just
That's
so
so
cool
great.
to provide that opportunity. And he's not going to stop there. I mean, we're going to get more systemized, and we're going to have people underneath him. And that just opens up the opportunity for him to go do other things and teach other people and things like that.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we should start a charter school that gets kids at like 13, and it's like a real estate focused charter school.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how good those kids
Entrepreneurial.
do?
Yep.
100%.
I love that.
Because people need to learn the opportunities, and these are things that you don't learn in the school system.
Yeah.
And what an opportunity to be able to teach the young people something more than just going to school and getting McDonald's when they're a teen.
Yeah.
Or he
Our
had
kids are
McDonald's.
7 and 4, and they've been coming with us since they were born. We have pictures of them with playpens set up in the houses that we're flipping. Like this got new carpet. They stay in here while we're doing this over here. Like they go to Home Depot and Lowe's and title companies and walk properties and check up on it, and they love it.
Yeah.
So is that something that you will consider like homeschooling then your children, so that they can travel with you and you guys can keep traveling and keep teaching them and guiding them, and
Hands-on learning.
as a mom?
All my kids are with me.
I know. I was thinking about it the other day because someone told me a statistic that the average amount of time you spend with your kids is 10 hours a week, like after school and extended day, homework, bath time, dinner. And I was like, oh my gosh, we spend like 60 hours a week with our children, and they still go to school. I was like, we are really soaking up as much as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel said she wants you to bring your RV and come visit us.
I love that.
We'll talk at our meetup.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My husband's from Colorado. He lived in Vail and Golden.
Yeah.
So, and I used to travel out there for my W-2 all the time. So we have a very special spot for Colorado. Can't wait to come see you guys.
Yeah.
I heard your meetup's amazing too.
Yeah. We have one this Saturday.
Oh, I will be there this Saturday.
4 to 7 at the Monkey Barrel down in Denver.
Monkey Barrel.
Come on down.
Say that again, Angie.
If it's February, I won't be there.
We have it. So it would be February, the first Saturday in February at the Monkey Barrel. We have it every Saturday, the first Saturday, from 4 to 7 at the Monkey Barrel. It's at 4401 Tejon Street in Denver.
Perfect. I can't wait to see you guys there.
Yes, that'd be cool. We'll have you speak.
Okay. Name the topic.
Yes, you can speak on anything.
Yeah, right. You got a wide variety to choose from with Mandy.
Variety show.
We can talk whatever.
That's awesome.
So I can't wait.
What did you do before real estate, Mandy?
In my younger life, I was a cosmetologist, and then I drove a beverage cart. Then I got into seafood sales. That was the longevity of my career. We were importing from 28 different countries, and then I was managing the corporate piece. So I was traveling and teaching my customers' sales base about the product so they could go out and sell that, which was great. I absolutely loved it. I got to travel all the time, see a bunch of people, but at the same time, I wasn't doing it with the family, and I was gone all the time. So it's So now we're implementing this in the traveling piece and getting to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's such a huge benefit in real estate.
Mm. Yeah, the
You
flexibility.
Yeah. I mean,
So you came across a brand new wholesaler. What is the first bit of advice that you would give to them?
Network, network, network. Tell everybody and everything what you do. Everybody is a potential partner, whether they're a buyer, they're a lender, they're a door knocker, and such. You never know what somebody else is holding. They might own a title company, but network with everyone because you can always learn from them and you can always teach them. So get in the right rooms, go to all your local events. Start building your buyers list immediately. I think you can never have enough of those. So you get your deal, that's exciting, but it's not really, you're not making money on it until it's gone. So having your buyers and their buy box and knowing who's looking for what, that's probably the most important. And then everything else will fall into place. You can reach out to somebody for your referrals, your attorney referrals, etc. And there's so many virtual networking events that you can join too, like local Facebook groups and everything that rely on the people and don't do it alone.
Yep.
Don't do it alone. That's a big one.
Don't.
Big. And that's one of the things
Yeah.
here that we are so centered on here at Wholesale Hotties and the groups that we're in is that we're not alone. It can get so lonely being an entrepreneur and running your business that you just like you are trying to do everything on your own. You're trying to be everything and put your different hats on that make you everything. But when you learn how to collaborate, to connect, and not to do it all alone, it just takes so much of the burden off of your own shoulders. It's huge. I know that the girls here in Wholesale Hotties is just absolutely amazing to be able to work with everybody. And we each have a gift, that we bring to our group that levels us up just a little bit more,
Yeah, and along those lines too is I think that when you are collaborating with others and you can share your experience and by that your frustrations and to be able to be like, oh yeah, I'm dealing with that too. It's normal. You're fine. It gives you that encouragement like, oh, okay, it's not me. I'm not failing. This is normal. I can keep going and
don't give
through.
up.
Exactly.
And it's the taking action, just doing. You learn so much more when you're actually in it, whether your entire deal goes sideways or you mess up. You learn so much more from taking action on that opportunity that helps you grow and scale for all your future deals.
Yeah. And just be consistent.
Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Yeah. And accountability too. Having someone, hey, how many phone calls did you make today? I can't tell you how many newbies will come to me and be like, oh, I'm not getting a deal. And I'll be like, okay, but how many phone calls have you made? 20. Okay, listen. That's like just my morning. Like, keep going, dude. And just to have those that encouragement. Yeah.
Another one I do want to point on is have integrity too, because you think that this is a really big, but everyone knows everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
You do somebody wrong, karma's going to take care of that. But two, it can really kill your career.
Yeah.
Private money lender, or you snake somebody out of this, or you go behind a wholesaler's back and you think you're going to make an extra $2,000. That's probably going to be the last $2,000 that you make.
Yes, ma'am.
Keeping your integrity and coming through with your word, and that is huge.
Yep.
And I love that you said, Mandy, that everybody could be your partner. Like you just you have to ask everybody because you never know, and everybody in this business has something to offer.
Look at the 18-year-old that you're working with. Would you ever think, oh, I'm gonna go work with an 18-year-old and he's gonna become my partner and he'll be amazing? You ever think that? But look at you gave him an opportunity and started seeing something in him that you guys were able to partner on some stuff that's going to really enhance what you were doing also.
We have the opportunity, like we have provided so much value to each other, but it's so exciting because I can't wait to get him his first flip.
I know.
I'm so excited to get this.
That's awesome.
I love that.
I know. I was like, we're going to get your LLC set up with your anonymity. We're going to do this. Make sure you get this. All right. We need to get you a self-directed IRA because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm acting like you're my kid.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? You got to handhold them a little bit.
But I just wish that I would have done that at 18. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I wish I had the people to tell me those things at
Yes,
18 and
right.
to hold my hand at that time.
That's why we
So
need to
Mandy,
start
we're-
school.
Yes, exactly. We're getting to the top of the hour. Can you tell us when people want to get in touch with you? How can we call you? How can we text you? How can we DM you? Any contact information? How do we find Mandy Konecki?
Absolutely. So our Instagram is at the connection and then an underscore. Connection is KONECTION. We also have a YouTube channel with the same at the connection. And Facebook as well. And our link tree will be on there. So a link tree will have access to all of our preferred partners, affiliates, and our lending company as well. And LinkedIn. We're really focusing on growing our LinkedIn too. So
Man, I need to do that too.
we all migrate over to the more professional page until it changes again next week. But we'll tap all the socials.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Any
Thank you
parting
so
words
much for having me.
You're absolutely welcome. It's been a joy.
Yes, Mandy, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
It's been
thank
so
you.
great to hear from you and all about you.
With you
Can't wait to
today.
see you all again in person soon.
Yeah.
Come March, April.
All right, cool. Well, have a good night, guys. Thanks for joining us on Wholesale Hotties Live, where the hottest ladies in real estate are talking about real estate. We'll see you again next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Good night.